Hey guys, okay, it is Friday Funday, and as requested, I am going to use, or not requested, somebody said they wouldn't mind seeing me try and put together a look using this BH Cosmetics, what's it called? I think it's called Fairy Lights 20 color shadow palette, okay? And there are a ton of like really beautiful, like this is, I really like this kind of a palette. I've got something similar. Let's see if I can find it. I like this kind of a palette because, you can do like, the only thing it's missing is like greens, but you can do like really fun blue. There's a really crazy bright pink. There's all your neutrals that you would ever need, plus some really glittery, sparkly shades. Like this one is so beautiful. I mean, you know, it's really pretty. So I have also another palette, and it's this one. It's the Sleek Vintage Romance palette that I also like for that reason, because it's got a bunch, well, it doesn't have a bunch of neutrals, but it's got this perfect neutral shade that you can pair with any of these shades and create a really neat look, but you could, or like fun, you know, out of the box type look. But then you also have this with any of these could make a more like wearable everyday kind of look. So there's that. Okay. So, but I have been dying to wear this blue right here, and I've got, you can't really see it, but I've got like a very bright flowery shirt on. It's got that sort of that same color blue, so I think we can do something with that. So we're gonna go ahead and try that today. All right, so I already have my foundation and concealer on. I actually forgot to powder. I usually powder first, it just saves me a step. And since we're gonna be doing some eyeshadows, I'm just gonna go ahead and powder at least my lids so that we have them primed and ready to go. And since I'm just at it, I'll just powder the rest as well. But for foundation today, I have got the Juvia's Place I Am Magic foundation. I've got a review coming on that. And for my concealer, I have the I Am Magic concealer, which is also coming up for a review on that. It's coming up if it's not already up already. So, all right, let's take a look. I apologize if I got a bunch of crazy kids trying to come in. I tell them to give me 5 minutes and they can't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this shade in my crease, which is called Precious, okay? Full disclosure, I've been doing makeup for years, since I was 12, I think, and I am 41 now. But the other day, I came across a channel called The Makeup Chair, and it caught my eye because she did this really pretty green eye look with just two colors, and the title of it said 2-color green eyeshadow or 2-shade eyeshadow look or something like that, but it was this beautiful emerald green. And I watched it and I was like, that's exactly how I would do my makeup. I already had the idea in my head, and I already do my makeup like that. But I did watch hers, and this is kind of like I would do, but I did watch hers and did kind of have that confirmation of the idea. So I just like to put that out there so that I feel like I'm stealing if I don't give her credit for that. Even though I already had kind of that idea in my head. You guys get what I'm saying? Anyway, okay, so I'm just gonna put that in my crease, and that's really it. It's really blended very well throughout the crease, and it just kind of fades up into kind of nothing. What I am gonna do though is take this shade right next to it, which is Angelic, and I'm gonna put that on my brow bone, and it's just kind of to blend it more and to make it look really blended, not necessarily for a highlight, even though it is lighter than the previous shade. If you wanted to do a brow highlight, which I probably will do right now, I'm going to use this shade called Darling, which is a bit of a shimmer, but I don't think it's too much of a shimmer. And I just dabbed a teensy weensy. Yeah, it's more like a bit of a sheen than like a shimmer, a glitter, or a sparkle. It's not a satin really. It's a little bit more sparkly than a satin, I think, or a little bit more shimmery, I should say, than a satin. But it is. It's not too glittery for a brow bone highlight. So there's that, and now here we go, ladies. We're gonna try this shade called Enchanting. It's kind of like a metallic blue. like a gunmetal blue, I would say. And I apologize if you see like light flashing everywhere. The mirror from the palette is kind of flashing all over my face. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat shadow brush. You don't have to use a flat shadow brush. I would also use a brush like this, just a fluffy blending brush, so you have two shadows, one brush, and you're good to go. But I'm going to kind of place the color with this brush. Now this could very easily turn out to be a fail because I have not tried this at all yet. And as of right now, it is seeming that this is really more like almost like a eyeshadow topper kind of color. So I'm just gonna place it on there, and then I might use my finger to make it more intense. And then I'll blend out the edge, the upper edge with my blending brush probably. So I love blue eyeshadow looks, and I love this kind of a shade. There are other blue shades in this palette as well. And I probably could have used either of those three. Maybe, well, yeah, I probably could have used any of those three as a kind of like a base to make this stand out more, but we're just doing it this way because I want to make it easy. And there we go. Easy and quick. These tones are really cool toned. So I think they'll go with like my shirt, how my shirt is looking right now, but because it's got the yellow and the green, I probably could have gone a little bit more warm with this, but I didn't want to, so I didn't. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take and blend the edge of that. I almost feel like I want it to go up a little bit higher, so I'm gonna take the brush, a little bit on the brush, and really just kind of wedge it in the crease there. Because I'm not really looking for it to look like sort of a cut crease where there's like such a dramatic stop. So I'm gonna dip a tiny bit of that on the tip of this brush. And just blend it. I kind of feel like I want to pull it out a little bit. Take that flat shadow brush again. Pull it out a little bit here. And then just blend it a little bit more. Okay, now I have very downturned eyes, and I also have a lot of just under eye wrinkles, darkness, a lot of that stuff. So I usually don't like to bring shadow underneath my eye at all. But if this is a little too top heavy for you, you could take a little bit of that blue and just bring it right here. If I was gonna do it, I would just bring it right on the outer edge. Now, the lady that I watched that on the channel, The Makeup Chair, she brought her green all the way in and had like her whole eye rimmed with it. I just don't think that would work for me because of my eye shape, mostly my eye shape, but where they're placed and how my under eyes, that usually just drags it down. And it makes me look like I've got like really big bug eyes. And I just also dipped a little bit, the brush into a little bit of this cool tone brown shade called Precious. The blue is called Enchanting. I'm not seeing a lot of fallout with these shadows at all. Like, it's looking pretty clean underneath my eyes. And I always do my foundation first, and I know some of you are gonna be like, you're not supposed to do that. Well, whatever, okay? I do my makeup how I want. So I get the idea, and I'm kidding, by the way, but like I totally understand why people would do their eyes first, especially with a eye look like this. So let me go ahead and do the other eye before I get my mascara and stuff on. So again, we're just gonna, probably should have had one eye done already. I'll try and remember to do that next time, just so we don't have like an hour-long video. Unless you guys like to watch both eyes, the whole process, no editing. I mean, you let me know in the comments. Now, if you wanted to deepen this up, like on the outer corners, you could use the deeper brown that's still kind of in this cool tone row. You could deepen it up with that. You could use an eyeliner. I do that a lot, where I'll use a dark brown, maybe a black, maybe a gray eyeliner, and I'll just line just the very edge right here, and then I'll smudge it out real good so it's kind of like a smoky, smoked out liner look. These do go on a lot more intense when you just use your finger. Okay. I'm going to take this brush, blend out the edge, and I'm going to dip a tiny bit onto that blending brush and just bring it right up here. I usually like the shape of my eyes to come up and out. I've got like big old bug eyes, so that's why I don't really like to put too much underneath, because it just makes them look really big and really buggy. Put a little bit right here. I'm getting a little bit of shadow here. So I might try and clean that up a little bit. But really, I'll probably just take a clean brush and just see if I can. Okay, and so for mascara today, I'm going to use the So Fierce and the Most Wanted lashes from Milani, and I'll use them together. Tissues. Now this look does kind of remind me of like a 1970s dusty blue kind of shimmery look. If that's not your favorite look, then obviously you're not going to want to do this. It's almost like a pastel-y kind of look. But I personally really like the fact that the blue is sort of, I don't know, kind of softly blended and like softly on there. And sort of like a haze. I don't normally like my eye looks to be too structured. It just seems like a lot of work, especially for like an everyday girl like me. Like, this is something, if you wanted to dial it up, you could dial it up. Tone it down, you could tone it down, a little less blue. I love blue eyeshadow looks. I also love green and purple. Those are probably my 3 favorites. So that's how I would do that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab an inner corner highlight. I do like to do inner corner highlights. I want to use a brush that doesn't have any blue on it though, so I'm gonna take this one. Actually, not that one. I think I used that the other day for something dark, so I don't want to mess up my whole look. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this one called Luminous. Pretty sparkly. I'm gonna put that on the inner corner. I probably don't need to, but that's really pretty. Like, it's a little bit glittery, but I kind of like it. Little tiny bit more on. Okay, so that's bright inner corner. I love that blue. So I'm very happy with a look like this. I would wear this anywhere that I was going. If I wanted to have blue eyeshadow, this I would definitely wear a look like this. I'm just gonna keep my eyebrows natural. Just run some gel through them to keep them in place and from being too crazy, and also to get any remnants of foundation out of them. And since the eyes are the star of the show today, we are gonna do let's see if I can find it. A blush. I feel like I want to do a matte blush, if I can find one. Oh, here we go. All right, one of these. Kind of feel like I want to do the rosy one, so we're gonna do that. You know what? I'm gonna mix the two. Yeah. Yes, okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. And then I've got a lip gloss on right now. That's really sparkly, but I don't want that. I'm gonna want probably a matte lip. So I think I'm gonna use this Stay Satin liquid lip color from Rimmel in the shade Psyche, S-I-K-E. Okay, it's really rosy. That's like a rosy nude. I just bring it up enough to cover that pigmentation on my eye. On my eye? Did I just say pigmentation on my eye? On my lip. Okay, and that is how I would use a palette like this with all these amazing colors. Maybe next time, if you guys still care or whatever, or are interested in see if I could use this one, this pink is way, way, way out of my comfort zone, but I kind of want to try it. So you let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in for Fun Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.